You falsely claimed that Trump won in 2020. You called for the imprisonment of those who accepted Trump's defeat, including your own opponent in Arizona, Katie Hobbs. Why did you do that?
Called for the imprisonment of what?
Okay, so Kari Lake is very confused there. To be clear, she did do that. She said, these people are crooks, they need to be locked up, talking about the Maricopa County election officials after listing off a series of largely disproven claims about election fraud that was back in December of 2022. But to be clear, I don't think that Kari Lake was lying there. I think that she didn't actually remember doing that. I think that's exactly how casual they are with threats to lock up their political opponents, that they make the claim and then they just completely move on with their life and don't even remember that they did it.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
As with some of the other people we've shown you recently, Kari Lake very quickly shut down.
You saw what happened on the stage on Saturday night. You heard Donald Trump say, let's lower the temperature. Do you accept the part you played in inflaming the political rhetoric in this country?
You are just part of the fake news and you're lying. You don't know a damn thing about Arizona. You don't know one thing about our election. And you sit there with a smirk on your face. You're sitting over in England, in the UK, in a country that's being destroyed. In a country that's being destroyed.
I guess I'm just asking.
And I really don't.
What it says about the
this is the
Republican
last
Party,
question.
that they need to lie, to intimidate, to threaten, because you don't believe you can win at the ballot box. Why would you need to do that?
You are just a sad case of a human being, and I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry that you bought into the propaganda. I hope that you'll look in the mirror and see that you've been following propaganda. And you don't understand what's happening.
So I'm guessing if you don't win in November, you won't concede. That's the rule that you're playing by now, is it?
You are, I actually think you need your head examined.
Can you answer that?
I think you need your head examined.
I love that interaction. 100% right. Kari Lake lost an election that I assume almost any other prominent Republican in the state would have won. And as a result of that, she is, other than Donald Trump, one of those prominent people that will literally never admit that they have failed at something, no matter how obvious and explicit it is. She just keeps losing lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, literally years now of lawsuits. And Emily Maitlis is 100% right. If she loses, or if Trump or if both lose later this year, they will never, under any circumstances, accept that. It's totally true. It's the fairest possible question to ask her.
Yeah, she doesn't. But that's the thing is like Kari, what's her name? Kari Lake is a television personality. She's not a politician. She's just someone who is trying to do exactly what Trump did. She's just doing an impression and bringing with her like her on-camera chops. And she knows she doesn't need to answer this question. She knows there's not going to be any negative, there's not going to be any positive or negative overall effect of her really nailing the answer to this question. And the only way that this interview goes anywhere is it, from Kari Lake's perspective, is hopefully it doesn't go anywhere unless it's to a friendly audience, in which case that she has identified it's not a friendly audience. But if she pushes back forcefully like a total jerkwad, then her people who like that will love her more.
Yeah.
That's the incentive structure that we've created in this horrible ecosphere.
You're 100% right. We saw it in both of those examples. So Kari Lake and Marjorie Greene. That's largely why I understand that there's good people that have a lot of lingering faith in the ability of like the sorts of debates that go on these days to convince people who aren't on one side or the other. But I just see so much of that. Like, you don't have to make a good point for your side to love what you said. There's all sorts of cheap tricks you can pull. And just so much of it is posturing. So much of it has absolutely nothing to do with what is real.
Well, I'll just tell you, in classical politics, like what they teach you to do, if you get a question like that, you answer for a half a second and pivot. You say, well, I wouldn't even deal with that. But my opponent, if you'll realize, just went on national television and said, I'm putting my opponent in the crosshairs. And I feel like we're just raising the temperature. And in the wake of this, but no,
that's better.
That's pivoting. That's changing it a little bit, reestablishing how it goes. But Kari Lake, she just like, there's this new thing that Donald Trump has opened up, which used to be considered petulant and weak. And for some reason, because he's got the right vibes, now she just, when answered like, why are you raising the temperature? She says, yeah, well, you're ugly.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
Yeah, because he has trained regular people to accept. I'm not saying everybody can do what Trump does and get away with it, but they can do more of what he does and who he is and the personality characteristics, the form of communication, the level of maturity. It has normalized the abnormal. Like you can be a petulant, weak, sort of cowardly person, and they've been trained to see that as strength.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.